Hey everyone, and welcome. We're about to dive into something pretty wild today. Think about this. What if the exact same playbook we use to build financial wealth could actually be the secret to unlocking a whole new level of our health? I know, it sounds a little out there, but stick with me. Let's jump in.
You know this one, right? Health is wealth. We've all heard it a million times. And for good reason. It puts our well-being right where it belongs, as our number one asset. But today, we're going to take this old saying and use it as a springboard for something totally new. Okay, so here's the twist. And this is the big question we're tackling. What if it's not just a metaphor? What if the actual tools for creating wealth, the mental models, the planning, what if we could translate all of that, one for one, into a blueprint for our own vitality? And that's exactly the plan. We're throwing the metaphor out the window and getting down to brass tacks. We're going to build a real, practical framework. It's all about translating the language of abundance and wealth into a concrete, step-by-step plan for our well-being. So, where do we even start? Well, think about financial planning. You project your future wealth based on what you're doing right now, right? This is the same idea. The first step is to learn how to map your body's future. We're talking about creating a genuine blueprint for where you want your health to be long-term. Let's dig into how that actually works.
Okay, check this out, because the parallels here are kind of mind-blowing. On the left, you've got these wealth concepts. Quantum wealth mapping. Sounds complex, but it's basically just visualizing your financial future. The health version? Somatic imagery. You're doing the same thing, but for your body, mentally feeling what it's like to have a calm, steady heartbeat. Then get this. Non-local reprogramming for wealth becomes biofeedback looping for health. That's just using real-time data, say from a fitness tracker, to actually guide your body towards that state you were just imagining. It's a direct translation. So what's the glue that holds all this together? It's a principle called mental-physical coupling, and this is the real science behind it. The idea is, well, it's simple, but it is so powerful. Your brain, it turns out, isn't great at telling the difference between something you vividly imagine and something that's actually happening. So what does that mean? It means you can literally use your mind to get your body ready for a state of health, to prime the pump, so to speak, before it's even your reality. And here's how this stops being just theory and becomes a real tool. That abstract quantum wealth map we talked about, it turns into something super concrete called the somatic resonance grid. So you're not just vaguely picturing being rich. No, you're creating a detailed mental map of the exact biological states you want to live in. We're talking specifics like high heart rate variability, a happy gut, stable cortisol. It gives your mind a crystal clear target to aim for. All right, so we've got the basic mechanic down. But to really take this to the next level, we need to upgrade our entire understanding of the human body. For a long time, we've thought of it as just a machine, right? A collection of parts. We've got to move past that. We need to start seeing it as what it really is, a complex, deeply interconnected, multi-layered ecosystem. And there's a great term for this new model, holonic health. A holon is a really cool concept. It's something that is a whole thing all by itself, but it's also part of something bigger. Think about it for a second. A single cell is a whole system, right? But it's also part of an organ. That organ is its own system, but it's part of you. And you are a complete person, but you're also part of a family, a community. The point is, health isn't just happening in one place. It's happening across all of these layers at the same time. So let's just break that down really quick. You've got the microholons, that's the small stuff, your cells, your organs. Then there's the mesoholon, that's you, the whole person, all your systems working together. And then the macroholon, that's the big picture stuff, your environment, your social life. And here's the kicker. You can make a change at any of these levels, micro, meso, or macro, and it can create a ripple effect through your entire system. That's huge. Now, one of the most powerful layers to work with isn't even physical. It's our body's internal operating system, the autonomic nervous system. And if we look at something like polyvagal theory, which is all about how our nervous system scans for safety and danger, we realize, wow, this system is basically the software that runs the whole show. It's dictating our entire physical and emotional state every single second. And the source material gives us these awesome, simple images to understand it. Think of it like this. You've got the blue lake, that's your rest and digest mode, total calm. Then you've got the red alert, that's your classic fight or flight, high stress state. But then there's this third one, and it's so important, the green market. That's when you feel safe, connected, and engaged with others. Being able to consciously move between these states, that's the name of the game. Okay, wow, we've thrown a lot at you. Somatic mapping, holonic health, autonomic states. I know what you're thinking. This is cool theory, but what do I do with it, right? So let's shift gears and get super practical. Let's see how all this theory gets grounded into a toolkit you can literally start using today.
How about a sample daily routine? It's just 3 simple steps. 1. Morning intent. You wake up, you spend just a minute visualizing that calm blue lake state, and you link it to a physical anchor, like touching your wrist. 2. Midday check-in. You just pause, maybe you look at your HRV on your watch, you just see, hey, where am I at right now? And 3. Evening reflection. Before bed, just jot down or think about a few moments during the day when you really felt that calm, connected state. Simple, right? And we can even pull in some heavy hitter techniques from neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP. NLP is all about how our thoughts and words create our reality. We've already talked about anchors, that physical trigger thing, but another amazing one is future pacing. It's where you mentally walk through, step by step, what it will take to get to that healthy future you want. You're basically giving your brain a dress rehearsal, pre-paving the neural pathways to make it easier to actually get there. How cool is that?
You know, sometimes the biggest tools are the simplest ones, and the source material really drives this home with gratitude. A daily gratitude practice isn't just some feel-good fluff, no way. The science shows it can actually change how your genes are expressed, that's epigenetics, and it's linked to lower inflammation. I mean, think about that, a simple thought pattern creating a measurable physical change in your body. So when you start to weave all of this together, the mapping, the different layers of our being, these daily practices, you realize we're not just talking about a few new health tips. We're talking about a complete redefinition of what health even is. It stops being this passive thing you just hope you have, and it becomes an active process, something you actually get to create. And this quote from the source material just says it all, doesn't it? Health isn't a destination. It's not a static thing you get and then just have. It's an emergent, self-organizing system. It's this dynamic dance, this symphony that happens when your mind, your body, your spirit, when everything is in sync, resonating together in harmony. Which brings us to the final and maybe most important question this whole idea leaves us with. It forces us to rethink our entire relationship with our own bodies. Are you just a passenger, kind of along for the ride, hoping for the best? Or are you the composer? Are you the one conducting the symphony of your own vitality? With these tools, it suggests the choice is really up to you.